I am Dr. C.H. Lakshmi Kumari, working as Assistant Professor at Institute of Public Enterprise. Today we will discuss about the performance of state-level public enterprises in India. In this module, we will discuss about the typology of public enterprises, their growth over the plan periods, and their performance, and what are the methods for improving the performance of these SLPs. The state-level public enterprises constitute an important segment in the Indian public enterprise system. These enterprises were set up within the ambit of the various states. The states started to set up public enterprises as an instrument of public policy to fulfill their socio-economic objectives. These enterprises were set up especially to meet the gaps in the social and economic development such as industrial growth, employment creation, health, education, and provision of amenities. Services like electricity, medical care, transportation, irrigation, tourism, warehousing, and water facilities reached people in far-off places because of these public enterprises. The policy of mixed economy led to the creation of large number of state-level public enterprises in various states across the country. A number of state-level public enterprises were incorporated during different 5-year plan periods under the Company Act of 1956, Society Act of 1912, and through the acts passed in the state legislatures. The diverse activities that these enterprises are undertaking are in the domain of manufacturing, promotional, financial, utilities, and welfare. These SLPs are numerous and are engaged in activities which have closer impact on the lives of the people. They differ with the central public sector enterprises in terms of their size and investment and also the turnover. Here, we will discuss some of the salient issues related to SLPs like their classification, strategy, structure, and performance. First, we will discuss the origin, objectives, and overview of SLPs in India. Then, we will provide brief description of the analysis on various SLPs in various states. First, we will see how these SLPs have come into origin and with what objectives these SLPs were established. The growth of these SLPs is attributed to the historical factors rather than ideological considerations. The SLPs in India have started with a view to utilize the locally available raw materials like limestone for cement, silica for glass, clay for ceramics, and bamboo for paper, etc. The major objectives with which these SLPs are established are large number of SLPs were set up as public organizations to take advantage of long-term institutional funding from financial institutions and developmental banks. Many of these SLPs were set up in pursuance of the enactments by the central government to make the states as their partners. A considerable chunk of SLPs have seen the light of the day on account of the decisions of the various state governments to assume the entrepreneurial responsibility in controlling inflation, equitable distribution of scarce commodities, mopping up of monopoly profits, and to create job opportunities and to explore natural resources. A number of enterprises have been established over the 5-year plans. During the first and second 5-year plan periods, more than 6 enterprises were established per year. The highest number of enterprises that were established during the 4th 5-year plan. During 1961 to 80, the SLPs got expanded substantially in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Punjab, Orissa, and Bihar. On the other hand, in the states like Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura, the growth of SLPs started only after 1980s. There were around 853 working state-level public enterprises in India. Kerala occupies the first place in the number of working SLPs in the country, and West Bengal and Karnataka occupies the second and third places. Out of the total working SLPs, 338 enterprises were making profits and all the remaining were into losses. It means that 50% of the state level public enterprises in India are into losses. Now we will see how these enterprises are categorized. These enterprises are classified into 5 categories. They are financial enterprises, manufacturing enterprises, promotional enterprises, utility enterprises, and welfare enterprises. What is the main aim behind dividing these enterprises? Each sector of enterprises are having their separate aim. For instance, these manufacturing enterprises aimed at the scenario of various state governments. These manufacturing enterprises dominated the scenario because various state governments emulated the central government in giving a fillip to industrialization. The major enterprises that are dominated in the states like Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Coming to the financial enterprises, receive an encouragement to provide financial trust and create a suitable infrastructure at the state level. These enterprises were also more in these states like Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. Coming to the promotional enterprises, they were set up to orient social activities with the economic tinge at the state level. These enterprises were also more in Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. The utility enterprises comprise the State Road Transport Corporation and unbundled power sector enterprises. These enterprises mostly find in Karnataka, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Orissa, and Andhra Pradesh. The welfare corporations were started with the explicit objective of helping a particular segment of society which could not have obtained help under normal market conditions. These enterprises are more in Maharashtra, Kerala, and Uttar Pradesh. Among them, 34% of the state level public enterprises are from the promotional sector, and 29 enterprises are from the manufacturing, and 23% are from the utility sector. A small number of enterprises are functioning under financial and welfare sectors. Now we will see the status of the state level public enterprise in India as of today. Out of these 853 public enterprises, 47% were profit making and 42% were loss incurring enterprises. About 11% of these SLPs have not finalized and have not initiated their operations also. Among the profit earning enterprises, about 46% of the enterprises are concentrated mainly in certain states like Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Uttar Pradesh. In the remaining states, most of the enterprises are loss making only. Governments in these states are initiating protective measures and promotional measures for the survival of these SLPs in a world of changing technology and productivity of inputs. Now we will see the financial performance of these SLPs. The performance improvement of any enterprise depends upon the decision of the respective boards. It is felt that every enterprise should achieve turnaround within a span of every 5 years. The turnaround strategies for sick enterprises are different from those that are functioning smoothly. In case of sick enterprises, turnaround can be called as a healthy turnaround. Today, several enterprises in the country continue to run efficiently due to the opening of the economy and an active involvement and leadership of the respective state governments. Private competition has increased over the years, but with the support from the state and in the light of the new economic reforms like corporate governance, public enterprises could achieve efficiency and also welfare. Coming to the financial performance of these SLPs, the total investment of these SLPs comprise sum total of the investments in the form of equity and debt capital by state governments and others including the central government, holding companies and other financial institutions. The major portion of the total investment is shared by the major states like Karnataka, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. The enterprises which are top in terms of the investments The states are: the Karnataka comprises of 15% of the total investment, Gujarat comprises 14% of the total investment, Uttar Pradesh comprises 9%, Maharashtra is followed with 9% in the total investment in the entire country, Rajasthan 7.3%, Tamil Nadu 6%, Haryana 5.6%, Madhya Pradesh 4.7%, Punjab 4.5%, Delhi following 4.4%. So it is observed that out of all these states, Karnataka topped in the percentage of total investment in the total SLPs in India, and Delhi occupies the 10th position. By adopting progressive policies, Karnataka is building a strong and vibrant industrial base in strengthening their SLPs. The policies that the state adopted for strengthening these SLPs are assisting the enterprises to upgrade their technologies, assist them to face the increasing competition, and a radical restructuring of these enterprises as well as government infrastructure agencies to stay ahead in the competition. As far as turnover and capital employed are concerned, Gujarat stands first in capital employed, whereas it occupies second place in terms of revenue generation. It indicates that though the investment in these enterprises is high, there is a need for improving the sales. Haryana occupies 9th place among the top 10 states in terms of capital employed, but the SLPs are incurring losses in this state. Therefore, the SLPs need to adopt strategies to promote sales, to increase productivity, and adopt cost-cutting measures. This would lead to increase in turnover and enhance the contribution of SLPs to the GDP of the state as well as the country. Coming to the manpower, the SLPs are generally huge organizations which employ large workforce. The organizational structure is built around different divisions of marketing, production, finance, and human resource management. Andhra Pradesh topped the list of top 10 states in terms of manpower. It ranked first in turnover and third in investment in the SLPs. Tamil Nadu occupies second place in the percentage of total manpower in the SLPs, contributing 13%. Maharashtra is followed by 11%, Jammu and Kashmir 9.9%, Karnataka 8.8%, Uttar Pradesh 6.8%, West Bengal 6.3%, Rajasthan 4.7%, Punjab 4.5%, Kerala 4.5%. It means that in the percentage of total manpower in SLPs, Andhra Pradesh is having more manpower in their enterprises, whereas in Kerala, their manpower is very less, but the number of enterprises are more in Kerala. These SLPs have played a very important role in the overall development of the states. In this regard, most state governments have set up Bureau of Public Enterprises or Public Enterprise Department for coordinating these enterprises in various states. In several states, these functions are performed by the Department of Industries or the Department of Finance. The SLPs thus fall under the administrative control of various ministries or departments in different states. The major enterprises in the various states that are more of profit making are Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu have the highest number of enterprises which are profit making and are ranked in the order of first, second and third. Kerala, West Bengal and Assam are having highest number of loss making enterprises, even though they have more number of enterprises in India. The states like Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu have adopted various policy measures to strengthen their SLPs. Karnataka is assisting the enterprises in upgrading the technologies and restructuring them. Similarly, Kerala also has adopted a 10-point program, a successful formula for restructuring their enterprises. Therefore, these successful models can be replicated in other states in order to improve the performance of their SLPs. This replication can be done because in almost all the states, the enterprises are into various sectors like the Leather Industries Development Corporation is there throughout the state. In every state we will find Fisheries Development Corporation, Minerals Development Corporation, Warehousing Development Corporation, Financial Development Corporation. It means that all the states are having a similar type of enterprises where if a success has taken place in one state in one type of enterprise, the same strategy can be implemented in other states also in order to improve the performance of the SLPs in those states. The enterprises in Gujarat, Karnataka and Orissa, they are the most profit-making enterprises. Most of the enterprises which are making profits in these states are in the power sector only. A small number of enterprises from power sector are gaining losses in very few states. It means that in almost all the states they are making huge profits in power sector only, that is in the utilities. Whereas transportation, when coming to the transport sector also, these enterprises are making profits in almost all the states. But it is observed that in certain states these transport corporation are running into losses, but these losses are very much minimum, but they are not making huge amount of losses. The reason for the grave condition of these enterprises may not be totally confined to the financial aspects like acute shortage of working capital, incurrence of cash losses, erosion of net worth, lack of internal resource and liquidity constraint leading to delay in or irregular payments. So these are the major problems because of which these enterprises are running into losses. It might partly be attributed to technological aspects also, such as outdated equipment, outdated technology, products and running breakdowns in case of manufacturing enterprises, as well as lack of customer orientation and quality problems. The major recommendations that we can make in order to improve the performance of these enterprises are that these SLPs are an extending arm of the state governments in the task of promotion of economic and social development by implementing the central government schemes in various states. Though these enterprises are important as policy tools in the hands of the states of the Indian Union, their performance on all fronts turned out to be less than expectations in a very few states. In addition, while performance of these public enterprises varies from state to state, even in the states with better performance regard, the overall picture is not bright. Therefore, it is the duty of every state government and also the Bureau of Public Enterprise that each state is heading need to look into the performance of each and every enterprise in various aspects like financial performance. They need to help or extend an arm by giving more budgetary support to the enterprises which are actually in need of improving the state's performance and which forms more percentage in the state's gross domestic product. These SLPs get support from the central and the state governments in the form of subsidies and grants. Despite such massive support, a large number of enterprises in various states does not seem to be efficient in terms of their productivity and operational performance. The operational performance, especially in case of manufacturing enterprises in India across almost all the SLPs in various states, it was observed that most of the enterprises are using outdated technology or not the upgraded technology. And coming to the manpower also, technocrats need to be trained each and every time in order to match with the growing requirements of the technology so that their operational performance can be improved. It is suggested further that apart from providing budgetary support to these units and apart from improving the technological upgradation, the center as well as the state governments need to invest in research and development and adopt restructuring measures. This indicates that a large number of SLPs were established for important tasks of social and economic development, like enterprises in the welfare sector mainly aims at the socio-economic development of the country, but their performance is found to be below the expectations. They cannot be generating their profits or revenues, and these enterprises which aims at the welfare of the people cannot withstand on their own. Therefore, it is the duty of the state government or the central government to increase their budgetary support and give more subsidies and grants in order to perform very much and reach to the expectations of the common people. Further, it is suggested that identifying the basic causes for the continued sickness of SLPs, despite providing repeated doses of subsidies and restructuring packages, it is an issue of utmost importance. For every SLPE should be healthy and should stand on its own strength. Introduction of new management strategies and various techniques alone would not provide total solutions unless the basic level problems are identified and solutions are found from the grassroots. Solutions are adopted from the grassroots level. The focus should be on the existing strength of the manpower in each enterprises, who should be properly inspired with the available opportunities coupled with the competitive environment in the 21st century. Again, disinvestment of non-core businesses, downsizing, reduction of overcapacity, avoiding of duplication of the efforts, and several structural changes can improve the performance of these enterprises to a maximum possible extent. Thank you. The possible questions in this module can be: what is a public enterprise? And what are the major financial enterprises? And what are welfare enterprises? And how to access and how to assess a non-profit enterprise? And also, what is meant by CAG and what is the role of CAG means Controller and Auditor General of India. What is its role in assessing the performance of the public enterprise? And what is turnover and how to calculate this turnover? What is restructuring and what is the disinvestment policy? And what is the current disinvestment policy of the government and restructuring policy of the government, both at the center and at the state levels? And what is the difference between state level public enterprise and the central level public enterprises? And some of the multiple choice questions are also expected in this module, like when is the industrial policy resolution was passed? Is it in 1956, 1958, 1976, or none of these? It is in 1956 that industrial policy resolution was passed. The government of Tamil Nadu has set up a committee for restructuring the SLPs. Rangarajan Committee, Subramaniam Committee, SVS Raghavan Committee. It is SVS Raghavan Committee that Tamil Nadu has set up for restructuring the public enterprises. SLPs reforms in AP are started in the year. Is it 2000, 2004, 1996? It was in 2000 that SLPs reforms were started in Andhra Pradesh. The bank which supported VRS scheme in Andhra Pradesh SLPs. Is it RBI, ADB, World Bank or State Bank? It is World Bank that has supported the VRS scheme in Andhra Pradesh state level public enterprises. What is PAD-AP? Is it Department of Public Enterprises, Public Enterprise Selection Board, or Public Enterprise Department of Andhra Pradesh? It is the Public Enterprise Department of Andhra Pradesh. These are some of the multiple choice questions in this module.